Hi guys, Bolt here once again with more Wargame Red Dragon deck reviews, and this time doing my Dutch-German armor deck, as you guys have requested in my other deck review videos. And this is definitely a very good deck. I definitely like it. There's a huge amount of armor in this one. Well, it is an armor deck, but still. But the level of the quality of these tanks that I have in this deck is insane. So let's first go through all of the other things. So in the logistics, we have the basic stuff that you will always see in my decks. 1 fob, 1 cut of supply trucks. I do go for the German ones because they have a higher capacity. The CH-53 is just one of my favorites because it's big and fast. And we have some command trucks. Now, if I go for Conquest, I will probably swap these guys out for some Lards, basically some Humvees or UAZs. But for now, we will just go with these guys. In the infantry tab, we have mostly German infantry to fight. We have the Panzergrenadier 90s and Marder 2s for heavy autocannon action here. And we also have them in the lighter Marder 1A1s. Now, these do carry ATGMs with them. And I've seen these guys being used with great effect against tanks and such. Just hitting them in the side, just killing a very expensive tank with just a 20-point transport. And you probably already know all about these Panzergrenadiers. They have a very good Panzerfaust 3 AT gun, which just wrecks any tanks. Then we have the Dutch shock infantry, and I actually like to use these above or instead of the Jaeger. The Jaeger is just regular infantry, and for 5 points more, you can get shock infantry with better AT. So I definitely recommend these Stoottroepen. Then we have the Vuurploeg 95, which is basically light rifleman squad, 5-man squad with the Super Dragons, very effective too. And the Fliegerfaust for manpads. Now, sometimes I just remove these to get some more infantry, but it all depends on how you want to play. In the AA tab, very similar to my other decks, I have the iHawk HEOS, the non-radar variant. Then we also have the Hawk Pip 1s, which are the radar variants of the Dutch AA. And this gives me a huge amount of AA, and I do this mainly because of the enemy response to all of my tanks. They will usually bring in a lot of like Frogfoots and whatnot. And I definitely want to take them down before they get a chance to hit my tanks. And then if these guys don't take them down, the Cheetahs, the Flak Panzers will do a good job of that. And I went for the Dutch variants because I get 7 of them in one card. Then as for artillery, we have the M109A5 and the Dutch or the German 120mm mortars. I do not have the Dutch Nuker because it is not in this deck. You only get it in the in basic Dutch decks, I believe. Or anything besides armor, I'm not quite sure. Alright, so speaking of armor, let's actually just jump into that real quick. I have this nice combo of the KV-70 Kyler and the Leopard 1A5. I definitely like this combination. Cheap tanks, but together they can be very effective. Now the Kyler is good against close range, anti-infantry, anti-light tanks and transports and all of that. But the Leopard 1A5 can definitely be a big hitter with that 65%, 16 AP gun. And just use these guys together if you want to do some good amount of damage. Then we have the Leopard 2A1s. If these guys are not enough, it has a slightly better gun with 2 more AP, 1 less rate of fire, but it makes up for it with its frontal armor, so it can take a beating, and it is one of my most favorite tanks of all time. Then we have something slightly better, the 2A4 with a huge increase in guns compared to the 1A5. It has 3 more AP power, as you can see. And it has a better frontal armor by a huge amount. Then we have the Dutch tanks, the 2A4s. They are actually better than the German 2A4s, as you can see in terms of AP power. And that is pretty much the only difference. There's a difference in gun accuracy and the type of weapon that it has, the LMG that is, but that doesn't really matter. So 8 of these Dutch Leopard 2A4s, and also 2 Dutch 2A5s, and to top it off, 2 German 2A5s. Now that is 4 2A5s, 8 2A4s, 6 2A... Actually, 12... Hold on. 6, 10, 14 2A4s. That is amazing. 9 2A1s, 13 1A5s, and 11 Kylers. Now if that isn't enough armor for you, I just don't know what is. Speaking of more armor, we do have some more armor. The Leopard 1V for Kenning, the Scout tank, 4 of those. The Bow 105 for air recon, and some BGS for... behind enemy lines kind of recon, and that is pretty much the only infantry you can get except for the Husaren. But I do like the it doesn't really matter where you go for, really. Actually, I should probably go for these. Yeah, these guys have militia training. These are, oh yeah, they don't come in helicopters, that's why I went for this instead. There you go. In the vehicle tab, I went for the Dutch AT because I just love the speed of this on and off-road and just the accuracy overall. It does the same amount of accuracy as it has the same amount of accuracy as the Weasel Toe, but it has more missiles than that. 2 more missiles can make a big difference in a very, very intense match. This guy does have more armor, I believe. Nope, it actually has less armor. A little bit faster off-road, and this guy on top of that is amphibious, so it can be a big bonus to spend that a little bit of extra money. Then I have the Flak Panzer M42A1. Now this is not for AA, but to support infantry in forest, to basically be fire support when I assault towns. I definitely like to use that tactic a lot, and it becomes very, very effective if you have a few of these guys just lining that town. Then in the heli tab, I have the AH-64 Escort, and that is actually just it. The only helicopter I have in my deck, basically to support my infantry when I assault towns and such. And speaking of supporting infantry and assault towns, I do have the Tornado IDS to bomb the crap out of towns, and pretty much anything else. Then we have the block F-16A Block 150 CU to support my tanks with some anti-tank Mavericks. It also has MRAMs in case a plane tries to intercept me, so I can actually defend myself. And speaking of planes and interception, we have the F-16A MLU as air superiority fighter. And finally, to top it off, we have the Tornado ECR for seed. So that is it. Hope you got some ideas to build your own deck. This deck code, or the code for this deck, will be down in the description. Check it out if you want to give it a go yourself. And let me know what deck I should review in the next one. Speaking of the next one, I will see you in the next one. Bye!